Think Yourself Rich. Use of Power of Your Subconscious Mind to Find True Wealth by Joseph Murphy. Chapter 1: The Secret of Miracle Power for Infinite Riches. It is your God-given birthright to be rich. You are here to express the fullness of life in every way. Your secret purpose on earth is to lead a happy, joyous, and glorious life. The most abundant life. Endless riches are all around you. The infinity treasure, it cannot be found in a bank vault or a pirate treasure. It's in your own subconscious depths. Now start to extract from this wonderful gold mine within you everything you need: money, friends, a beautiful house, a business, and all the blessings of life. Whatever you need, whatever you want, you can pull it off when you learn how to apply the right technique. Dave Howe, an old friend of the author, told the author the story of two men, Peter R. and Steve G., who grew up in the same city and went to the same university to become a geologist. After graduating, they accepted jobs with rival mineral exploration companies in the West USA. Peter spent a lot of time and energy learning how to take advantage of the treasure house within. Steve didn't. He was a complete skeptic about the powers of his own mind. Instead, he put all of his faith in the techniques and electronic instruments that his teachers had taught him to use. He relied on external elements, such as physicals, appearances, conditions, and the general topography of the soil. Early in his career, Steve was assigned to geological exploration in a certain area of Utah. He used all the latest equipment in his profession and did everything he was supposed to do, but found nothing. After 3 weeks, he gave up. Later that year, Peter carried out an investigation in the same area. In 3 days he uncovered evidence that led to the discovery of a rich vein of uranium ore. His reliance on the guiding principle of his subconscious led him straight to wealth. The true riches were not hidden underground, they were evidently evident in his mental orientation. The biggest secret in the world. Scientists recently accomplished the amazing feat of decoding the human genome. The program for life itself would now be at hand. One expert after another has proclaimed that it was the biggest secret revealed today. They tell us that in the years to come, science will be able to alter the basic genes of our species. If we choose, we can get to become as many Einstein, Beethoven, or Michelangelo as we want. These experts fail to understand an essential fact. Human beings are more than their body, their hereditary characteristics, their family tree, the color of their skin, hair and eyes. The living God Spirit is in humanity. The human subconscious is part of the eternal, which does not change. It's the same yesterday, today, and forever. There is only one way that America can be transformed, and that is by transforming our minds. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, Romans 12:2. The biggest secret in the world is that the kingdom of God is within us. Infinite intelligence, unlimited wisdom, infinite power, infinite love, and the answer to every problem under the sun are locked in our own subconscious. People are looking for the world's biggest secret everywhere except themselves. However, the secret has always been accessible to everyone. Start taking advantage of these tremendous powers within you now. It is normal and natural that you want to achieve success, recognition, and prosperity in your life. You have to have all the money you need to do what you want to do. When do you want to do it? There is no virtue in poverty. Poverty is a disease of the mind which should and could be abolished from the face of the earth. Just as wealth is a state of mind, poverty is a state of mind. If we want to eradicate all the world's slums, we must first eliminate the mental slums created in people's minds by their belief in poverty and scarcity. During many years of private counseling, as well as in discussions with people who follow my lectures around the world, the author constantly hears the same comment from people: the only thing holding me back is my lack of money. There is nothing that $50,000 or $100,000 would not heal in my life. What these people don't realize is that their own focus on what they lack creates their poverty. Wealth, like poverty, is truly a pattern of thoughts and images in the mind. If these people followed the techniques explained in this book and started using their subconscious, wealth would flow to them in avalanches of abundance. You and your family have the right to have healthy, nutritious food, good clothes, a safe and comfortable home, and the money you need to buy the finer things in life. You need time each day for meditation, prayer, relaxation, recreation, and places that make these necessities possible. The real meaning of prosperity is not having more stuff. This means that you begin to grow mentally, spiritually and intellectually, as well as socially and financially. The author was consulted by a woman, Bettina W., who told him that he had been the victim of a series of misfortunes. After a bitter divorce that left her in charge of 2 preschool children, her ex-husband moved to the other side of the country and stopped paying her child support. She owned a home, but she had a first and a second mortgage. It is one that the credit card was close to the limit of it. She had a steady job and also worked after hours, But all the money she contributed came out right away. It was a constant struggle just putting food on the table. Bettina would stay up at night wondering what she would do if she or one of the children got sick. As she said, her life was a total disaster. The author explained that the infinite intelligence of her subconscious could reveal everything she needed to know at all times. She could receive inspiration, advice, creative new ideas, and a solution to financial problems from her. The author added that once she developed the ability to properly use her subconscious, it would also provide all the money she needed. He would experience financial freedom beyond what he loved most. Dreams. To start this process, the author read Bettina two abstract ideas: wealth and success. She understood that wealth is everywhere. Like most of us, she was born to triumph, to win in the game of life, for once she touches herself, the infinite power within her cannot fail. At the suggestion of the authors, he started a training program. Each night, before falling asleep, she allowed herself a moment of calm during which she repeated slowly, with emotion and with deep understanding, wealth, success. Wealth, success. She realized that everything that she would record in her subconscious would be magnified and multiplied on the screen of space. Just before sleeping, our subconscious is particularly sensitive to all the conscious thoughts we entertain. By concentrating on the awareness of these two concepts, wealth, success, Bettina began to activate and release the latent powers of her subconscious. When used correctly, the subconscious never fails. Once requested, it meets our needs in unforeseen ways, regardless of the circumstances. Bettina managed to separate the thoughts of poverty and stress while she focused on wealth and success. One night, while she was in the middle of this exercise, her gaze fell on a vase that she had inherited from her mother, her older sister. The next day, on impulse, he posted a description of the vase on an internet auction site. Within days, insiders who recognized its rarity had raised the price to more than $7,000. Bettina soon became a regular at yard sales and property auctions. If a particular item caught her eye, she bought it and then offered it at an online auction. In 3 months, her earnings from buying and selling antiques and collectibles were so great that she was able to quit her regular job and go into buying and selling full-time. She knew better. She realized that her subconscious was the connecting link that linked her to the treasure house of infinity. The infinite intelligence within her subconscious can only do it for you when she can do it through you. Your thoughts and feelings control your destiny. Because Bettina learned to put her faith in the inexhaustible power of her subconscious, she will never again have a material or spiritual need. Ralph S. was a talented young attorney who had lost several cases in a row. He has become dark, dejected and full of self-criticism and self-condemnation. He soon began to suffer severe economic setbacks and became increasingly indebted. After being kindly warned by one of the top associates in his company that his career was in danger, he turned to the author for help. After hearing his story, the author explained a basic fact, although it is often overlooked. Our thoughts, they are creative. In other words, what we think tends to change, if not create, reality. The conditions, circumstances, events and experiences we go through are not accidents. They accurately reflect our usual thinking and images. The author told Ralph that if he constantly lived in limitation and lack, he would inevitably experience limitation and lack. Likewise, however, thoughts of peace, success, prosperity, righteousness and abundance, if sustained regularly and consistently, recur according to their type. We do not harvest grapes from thorns or figs from thistles. The law is that we are what we think about all day. In addition, the thoughts that you emit emotionally and knowingly are particularly effective. Used correctly, they will create whatever you want for your experience from that day on. My goal was to help Ralph begin to use the miraculous power of his mind. The author established a program to follow that would frequently remind him of the riches of infinity in his subconscious. As a result, the author gave him the following prayer technique. 3 or 4 times a day he would go to a place where he could be quiet. Right action. Infinite intelligence reveals to me better ways to give greater service. I am a mental and spiritual magnet, irresistibly attracting to me men and women who are blessed, comforted, and satisfied with my counsel and decisions on their behalf. I am divinely guided all day long, and whatever I do will prosper. Divine justice and divine law and order govern all my undertakings, and whatever I begin will result in success. I know the law of my mind, and I am fully aware that all these truths I am reiterating are now sinking into my subconscious mind, and they will come forth after their kind. It is wonderful. I know that to prosper means to grow spiritually in every dimension. God is prospering me now in mind, body, and affairs. God's ideas constantly unfold within me, bringing to me health, wealth, and perfect divine expression. You are here to lead an abundant life, a life full of happiness, joy, health and rich life. Now begin to release the riches of the treasure within you. The real riches are in your subconscious. A geologist who believed in the guiding principle of his subconscious found the treasure in the earth quickly and easily. His rival, who lacked faith, explored the same region for weeks and found nothing. The biggest secret in the world is that God dwells in humans. The average person seeks wealth, success everywhere except himself, happiness, and abundance. God is the principle of life, the infinite intelligence and the infinite power within us, instantly available to all through the medium of his thought. Poverty is a disease of the mind. Believing in poverty and scarcity produces scarcity and limitation. Wealth is a state of mind. Believe in the law of riches and you will be received. Before we finally banish the slums and poverty, we must first banish the slums and false beliefs in people's minds. You can tap into the riches of your subconscious by claiming guidance, abundance, wealth, security, and rights. Action. Get in the habit of meditating on these truths and your subconscious will respond accordingly. If you fall asleep every night with two ideas, wealth and success, knowing that by repeating them you are activating the latent powers of your mind, you will be forced to express wealth and success. The infinite intelligence in your subconscious can only do for you what it can do through you. Your thinking and feeling control your destiny. When you believe that the nature of infinite intelligence in your subconscious mind is to respond to the nature of your request, the answers will always come to you and in ways you are not aware of. Your thoughts are creative. Every thought tends to manifest itself in your life. Thoughts of promotion, wealth, expansion, and achievement, as long as you don't deny them later, go according to your type. You promote yourself. You answer your own prayer because it has been made to you as you believe. Be careful when claiming wealth, success, good deed, and promotion that don't later deny what you claim. It would be like mixing an acid with an alkali, and you would have an inert substance. In other words, stop neutralizing yourself well. Thoughts are things. What you feel attracts you and what you imagine becoming. Make sure that you are not envious or jealous of the success, wealth, and wealth of others. Remember that your thinking is creative. If you feel envious or critical of those you have accumulated wealth and honor, you will be impoverished all along the lines. What you want for others you tend to create in your own experience. Whatever you really feel to be true and therefore to enact in your life, will certainly come. Approve. Decree riches, health, beauty, safety and just action. Chapter 2, How to Tap the Miracle Power at Once That Makes You Rich. To believe is to accept something as true. It is to bring the truths of God to life by feeling their reality in your heart. It is much more than a conscience or a theoretical assent. It means that you have to feel the truth of what you are affirming in your heart. It is the belief in the minds of people that determines the difference between success and failure, health and disease, happiness and unhappiness, wealth and poverty. Wealth is a state of mind just like poverty is a state of mind. You are really rich when you are familiar with the infinite presence and power within you that people call God. You are really rich when you know that your thinking is creative, that what you feel attracts you and that what you imagine you become. You are rich when you know the creative process of your mind, that is, everything you put in your subconscious will be projected on the screen of space as form, function, experience and events. Belief. Negative and destructive emotions snarl up in the subconscious mind and cause many diseases. When a person feels guilty, he feels he should be punished, but what he fails to see is that he is punishing himself. A wonderful prayer for forgiveness is this: I forgive myself for harboring negative and destructive thoughts about myself and others, and I resolve not to do this anymore. Whenever a negative thought comes to me, I will immediately affirm, God's love fills my soul. Your skin is where the inner and the outer worlds meet. Emotions of hostility, anger, suppressed rage, and resentment may express themselves as skin diseases. Remorse and guilt, according to psychosomatic physicians, are the cause of many skin eruptions. The life principle, God, never punishes. This presence always seeks to heal you and to make you whole. Self-condemnation and self-criticism are destructive mental poisons that send psychic pus all over your system, leaving you a physical and mental wreck. Come to a decision. Forget the past and saturate your mind with divine love, peace, and harmony. Realize that divine love dissolves everything unlike itself. No matter what has happened in the past, you can change it now. Fill your subconscious with life-giving patterns of thought and you will erase and crowd out everything unlike God. I now give a pattern of success and prosperity to the deeper mind within me, which is the law. I now identify myself with the infinite source of supply. I listen to the still, small voice of God within me,